I want to show people that you create your reality and it all just depends on the way you perceive the events that happen in your life. My name's Larissa and I just lost my job 2 days ago. The company I worked at for 6 years basically raised me as a professional. I started when I was in my early 20s. I'm in my late 20s now and I am unemployed as an adult for the first time in my entire life. And it's weird. It is a strange feeling. I know that I'm fortunate that this is my first time, and I'm fortunate that I had the job that I had for 6 years. I learned so much at that company, and honestly, I can't say that I'm not surprised that it happened. I had reached a point where I wasn't growing anymore, and there wasn't anywhere for me to go because it was such a small company. It was B2B. I was the only video producer on the team. The ROI on my position was really non-existent. So I was let go and now I'm here. The crazy thing is that I actually already recorded this video. I recorded it the day before I got laid off, and in that video I remember saying something along the lines of, I've been treading water for a long time and I need something that'll pull me out of the cycle that I've been in. I've been really comfortable for a really long time and it's not allowed me to push myself to do bigger and better things that I know that I'm capable of. So here I am doing those things. Essentially, I am starting from scratch and I'm excited to see where I am in 2025. 2025 is my year. With all of this happening in the beginning of the year, it's gotta be a huge year of transformation and growth for me. And I am taking everyone who wants to watch along for the ride because I want to show people that you create your reality and it all just depends on the way you perceive the events that happen in your life. I could be freaking out right now about this. I kind of have been a little tiny bit for short moments of time, but then I remind myself, you're capable, you've got this, and it goes away, thankfully. So I don't dwell on those feelings, and in my perception, this had to happen so that I could do bigger and better things. It sounds cliche, but it's true. 2025 is my breakout year. I'm just speaking that out into existence. All right, a little bit more about me. I'm 28. I will be 29 at the end of this month. Actually, next Friday, I think, next Thursday, I'll be 29. I'm child-free. I'm single. I have been without a partner for about 5 years. I live in the Midwest around Kansas City. I have ADHD. If you see my other channels that I have had in the past, I talked a lot about that. I didn't want to continue on those channels because I felt like it would be harder for me to rank in the new niche that I'm wanting to get into with the algorithm, so I started this channel, but I will link those down below if you're interested in snooping some of my older videos. I love philosophy. I love thinking about life, and my opinions about life are always changing. I love music. I love EDM music specifically. I used to be a big country fan, but then I switched over to EDM. I don't know how that happened, but it did. The community is just really amazing, and I really love going to festivals, and I actually just started DJing last year, so that is one of my many side quests. And I actually wrote in my outline for the last video that I made before this one, before I got laid off, that I'm experiencing a lot of loss, and I remember saying I'm experiencing a lot of good loss. And what I meant by that then in the older video was that I was kind of shedding old friendships and old beliefs about myself, things that just no longer serve me and the person that I am trying to become. And now I suppose my other loss was my job. So I think, you know, it was probably holding me back. It was keeping me comfortable, and now I get to move on to bigger and better things, like I said. And the things that I value are changing. I am feeling a little lost on how to bridge the gap between what I value and the life I have now and the life that I want. And even now, again, since I'm jobless, that is even more of a thing. I want to make sure that what I'm doing as a job makes me feel fulfilled, but I also feel like I might be running out of time. I don't have a very large severance. I got a month of severance, but I'll be honest, I do not have a big savings, and I'm moving in June to an apartment that I already have signed for, so I need to figure something out, but I will figure something out. And I'm gonna document it all here, so I hope you stick around to see it all play out. So my problems with bridging that gap that I mentioned, I believe, are consistency. I have a TikTok addiction, which keeps me from being productive a lot. Although now that I have to be productive so that I can make sure I can actually live, it's not so much of a problem because I'm spending my time doing things that need to get done so that, again, I don't run out of money. And my inner critic and self-concept has been a issue as well in the past, but I'm working on that and it's getting better every month. It's just really important because your inner critic and your self-concept are the lens that you view life through. You can try as many challenges, 30-day challenges, 6-month challenges to try to change your life, but if your self-concept doesn't match the idea of you, the version of you who lives the life that you want to live, then it's gonna fall apart. And I know that from experience. So that's why working on your self-concept is one of the most important things you can do. What can you expect from this new channel of mine? The first thing is full authenticity. Sorry, I keep getting texts from my besties. Side note, my friends have been like the best support. I've never had support like I have during this time. So it's just been amazing and it really fills my heart because I literally have not had friendships like I have now. I'm gonna cry, but it means a lot to me. So what can you expect from this channel? Full authenticity. No matter how well known I get, I want to be fully authentic with what I struggle with and what I'm working and thinking through. So I don't know exactly what format works best. I tend to be an overthinker about things. I tend to be a perfectionist about things before they even get done, and so it's taking me a long time to start this channel, but I'm just gonna sit in front of the camera. I would love to do more cinematic stuff in the future, but for now I know that authenticity does really well on platforms like this and I want to reach as many people as possible. So whatever way I can play the algorithm to get that to happen, I'm gonna do it. Obviously being authentic no matter what is really important to me because I don't want to be one of those influencers who makes it seem like their life is just absolutely amazing in every way and then it makes other people feel bad as a result. That's not who I want to be. And I want to document how long it truly takes to grow and experience change because I feel like, again, with all of these challenges that are trending, it can seem like, oh, it takes not, you just have to like go at it for 3 months or 100 days or whatever the time frame is. And by the end of that time, you're going to be totally different and you will never have problems in those areas ever again. And that's just not true. That's just not real life and that's an unrealistic expectation. And instead of putting this like time box on my success, which I've done in the past to try to motivate myself, I really just want to take it day by day, do my best every single day, enjoy the process because that is life. Life is the process. And I just want to portray that realistic change in real time. I will be experimenting with different hacks only because I think I love experimenting on myself. I love doing life experiments and finding out what works for me and what doesn't. I just love that. So I'll be sharing all of that here with you guys as well. And I want to learn about what living a happy life actually means. So I know already that it's lived in the present moment. The present moment is all that exists. The future does not exist. The past does not exist. All that exists is right here, right now, which means you watching this video is the present moment. And that's all that exists right now. So thank you for sharing this moment with me. And it's also not winning your life away. So I have a bad habit of thinking, oh, when I'm making this much money, when I'm living in this place, or when I'm doing this and that, then I will be happy. And it's really important not to do that because you might win your entire life away and you might be on your deathbed someday thinking, why didn't I enjoy what I had when I had it? And I do that now with the apartment I had 2 years ago. Oh, what a good life I had back then. I wish I had just enjoyed it. And I also think it's trusting yourself. Again, there's going to be more that I find out about what it means to live a happy life, but I really think trusting yourself, whatever that means to you. I don't have any elaboration on that yet, but trusting that you have good ideas and trusting that you know what's best for you in specific events. Sometimes we don't, but when it comes to creativity especially, I think that's the main point. Creative expression. At least that's the theme for me. And this is my plan for growth, okay? I have made goals, specific goals. That's the keyword, specific. I'm gonna check in every week for accountability and consistency on this channel. And I'm gonna commit to doing my best every day, because at the end of the day, that's all you can do. And also remember, this is very important, your best is gonna look different every single day, especially if you're a woman, because we have like a thing called a menstrual cycle, and gosh, that darn thing. Finally, before I get into what my goals actually are, because I really want to share those with you in case you need some inspiration, this is the life that I want. I want to be able to have slow mornings. I want to be able to go work out, go to the gym, do whatever, and not feel like I'm being rushed. I want to travel. I want to see the world. That is my biggest thing. I want to see the world. I want to travel. I want to meet people of all different cultures and all different walks of life and learn from them. And that's not negotiable for me in this life. I want to be financially free. I'm working on becoming debt free, and I think I should be able to do so by the end of the year. Again, everything's up in the air right now, but I'm putting it out there. That is gonna happen. Creative and authentic life, and I want to show people that it's possible to make whatever life that you want to have. So I'm gonna do that for myself, and through doing it for myself, that's how I'm gonna show you that it's possible. And finally, this is the hardest thing for me to admit. I want to be known for something. It's really hard to admit when you have these big goals and ambitions, because people have a hard time accepting that for themselves, and that gets projected onto us. But that is one of my big things, is I want to be known for helping people. That's a dream of mine. So I actually have a friend here. I'm gonna stop this for me, but in a couple seconds you're gonna see me in the future, and we're gonna go through my goals. So I'll be back. Okay, check. Mic check 1 2, mic check 1 and a 2, baby. Let's go. Hi, it's me from the future. I actually recorded this again another time, but the mic was messed up, and I actually just invested in these a couple of days ago. DJI mic minis. I need them for content creation, and then also if I do freelance gigs, it would be useful to have them. So I made an investment. No regrets. Hopefully the audio sounds good. I know you're technically not supposed to hold these, but I'm going to for the remainder of this video, so please don't come at me. I get to talk now about my goals, the specific goals that I've set for myself. I tried to do some that were measurable, like have a quantifiable metric. So quantifiable means a number or something where you can say, you can look at it and you can say, okay, I achieved that for sure. There's no gray area because I achieved whatever this quantity measurement was. Whereas a qualitative metric would be more like, this was good or this went well. That's more of a subjective experience. Objectives, so I don't know, I get those two mixed up, but you know what I'm trying to say, I hope. And if you have any questions, obviously you can ask and I'll answer those for you. But the ones that are highlighted are the ones that I'm going to focus on first. So the first bucket is physical health. I want to be in the best shape I've ever been in. So the first goals that I'm going to tackle is taking vitamins with 90% consistency for 1 month and getting down to 25% body fat. I don't really worry about the scale. I don't think that measuring your fitness by your weight is a good idea, especially because we fluctuate a lot depending on how much water we've had, or if you're a woman, the phase of your cycle that you're in can make your weight fluctuate. So I don't really pay much attention to that, but I do pay attention to how much body fat percentage I have. I also added posture to this. That's going to be something that I work on immediately. I didn't highlight it, but my posture is really bad. So that's going to be something that I'm constantly working on. Mental health. I want to feel present and fulfilled the majority of the time. Screen time, I want that to be down to 2 hours or less for a week straight. That's going to be my first goal. I really don't know, like that's going to be kind of hard now that I am unemployed. So I'm hoping to start that after this weekend. I have a side gig that I'm going to this weekend, and I will be attempting to start that and just kind of put my time and effort into things that are going to move the needle forward for me career-wise. And so that will be more of a, sorry, my dog's outside. He was doing something weird. That'll be the goal for that. 4 weeks of the Artist Way completed. I have always wanted to do the Artist Way. My habits right now are kind of all over the place, so I really want to have that morning routine where I do my morning pages and I complete the Artist Way. It is a workbook. If you haven't heard of it, Dochi did it. Her videos about it are still up on her YouTube channel, and we all know how she's doing today. So that's really motivating to me to actually get it done and get in touch with my creative self. Finances, I want to be debt-free and have $10,000 saved. My goals are to get card number 1 down to a 30% balance and then stick to a budget 90% of the time. The budget part is especially important right now. of course, being unemployed, I need to really pay attention to that and make sure I'm not spending money on things that are not necessary. Because of that as well, I do have to put the card number 1 going down to the 30% balance on hold. I had been throwing pretty good amounts at that before my layoff, and now I just have to go back to paying the minimum because I cannot afford to keep throwing large amounts of money at that credit card. The next one, intelligence. I don't have any of these highlighted at the moment, but I do want to be conversational in Spanish. I want to read some books, and I want to be better at public speaking. I think that the process of making content is helping me be better at public speaking. So I'm kind of working on that on the side, but there are so many other things that are a bigger priority. I didn't want to give myself too much to work on, so I didn't highlight anything in here. For career, I need to create a portfolio and a reel for jobs, just to kind of keep track of what I've done. And I want to upload to YouTube at least twice a month. So this is my first video going on this channel, and I'm hoping to keep it up to at least twice a month. Image, I have my hair's dark brown again. I wrote this a couple of days before I actually got my hair colored. So my hair's dark brown again. It looks black, which it kind of is, but it's going to be fading back down to a dark brown color. And that is just because I actually really like the way my natural hair color looks, and it's just not sustainable, especially right now, for me to be going and getting my hair colored every couple of weeks or every 6 to 8 weeks, whatever it is. So I guess the next one that I'll focus on is just finding 3 great outfits in each of these categories that I feel really comfortable in, that are out of the clothes that I already own. That way, when I'm going to the gym, or if I'm going out and about, or if I have an interview, or if I'm going to work when I get a job, I will have things that I can reach for immediately and not really have to think about it. And then from there, I can continue to build my skills in styling, because styling is a skill, and I've been working on that this year. Especially in 2024, I was working in that, and I think I've gotten a little bit better at determining what my personal style is. And I'm going to make videos about that too, because I think that everyone has a personal style. We just have to work on it a little bit. It's like a muscle that needs to be exercised. Social life. I want to have intentional hangouts outside of DJing, and then I want to consistently communicate with people who are important to me. I don't know if this is something that's just specific to busy people or people with ADHD. I don't really care to use those as excuses, but it is kind of hard sometimes when people are out of sight, out of mind, to keep up with relationships that do matter to me. So that's something that I'm going to work on being more consistent with, checking in on people, and then also hanging out with people outside of DJing. A lot of my friends that I have now came from being a DJ and meeting a ton of wonderful people. And I want to keep those good vibes going outside of the booth, just because, first of all, it's really hard to have conversations with people when the music is blaring. But second of all, because we're not all just DJs. We have other aspects to our lives, and we're all complex people, and I want to get to know everyone and on a more deeper level. And then finally, lifestyle. I have a ton of dreams about my lifestyle, but for now I just wrote down 3 and I highlighted 2. These are the 2 most important things for me right now: a morning routine and a night routine. Your life will change when you have a morning routine and a night routine that supports the lifestyle that you want to live. It's really hard to get up in the morning and not have anything like set in stone. It's just so hard to have a successful and productive day when your morning is chaotic. And it's also really important to set up yourself for success in the morning with a solid nighttime routine. So those are some things that I'll be focusing on and also making videos about. And that concludes my goals for 2025. Again, there are a lot of goals on there that I didn't highlight, but that are still really important to me. And there are a ton of things in this brain of mine that I want to do and I want to incorporate into my lifestyle that weren't even on that list. Just tons of things. But I need to keep it simple because I'll get overwhelmed, and I know that for a fact. And I know other people are like that too. This is the end of this first video. I'm really excited to be here, and I'm really excited to keep this going. So yeah. I don't really know what the future of the channel is going to look like exactly. I know that this is a good starting point, and I know that I have some things that I'm wanting to document. Ever since I first started recording the video in the beginning, like ever since I recorded the very beginning part of this video, I have applied to some pretty cool companies, and I'm really excited to see how that turns out. Like, some of these companies could change my life working for them, and just the opportunities that it would give me. On the side, I've also recorded a Fiverr video intro because I'm going to start offering UGC content. I'm not a stranger to UGC. I'm just a stranger to doing UGC on Fiverr. And at my previous job, I just didn't have time to put more effort into reaching out to companies and trying to get UGC gigs. So that's going to be something that I look into as well. And then I have a side gig that I do during the summertime on weekends that my previous company allowed me to do because we can work remote and it's a results-based culture. So thankfully I was able to do some events last year, but it's called Dock Dogs. It's a water sport for dogs. It's really freaking cool. And I'm actually flying out to South Carolina tomorrow to work an event this weekend. So I'm unable to do those full time because there are other admins that are full time and I don't want to take events away from them, and they already have their schedule out for the summer basically. So I'll just be doing it here and there, but it's good to just have the side income coming in. So if anybody was curious about where I'm at with that, that's a little update for that. Okay, I'm really bad at ending these things, but thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, obviously give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye.